With the Bonus Tools package, Maya users can drive animations with a sound file. I have extended this capability to allow users to drive different parts of their animation from different audio frequency ranges. Essentially, my script enables users to drive animation by either the bass, mid, or treble ranges of an audio input file. To give an example of how this works, we'll start with a blank scene. In the sound folder of the project, we've added a wave audio file. This is a 16-bit wave file that I created from a purchased M4A file. You can simply create a wave file of pretty much any file format by using the free tool Audacity, opening an audio file and exporting it to wave. In the scripts folder of my project, I have the file MAYUDIO, myaudio, which will actually create 3 different new audio files in the same directory as the original audio file. It will create a bass file containing only the bass frequencies of the original file, a mid file, and a treble file, each only including their respective frequencies. The script will then set up in Maya 3 different controls which you can use throughout Maya to control almost any parameter of any component you want. So to begin, let's go back to Maya, and what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and run the script. Let's go to the script editor, and we're just going to load and execute the desired script. Now you'll notice the cursor has changed to the waiting cursor, and this will take about a minute or so for the Python script to go ahead and process the audio. So essentially what this does is this runs the original audio file through a 3-band EQ, and it's going to create a set of 3 files that each have basically have a third of the frequency ranges each. Within Maya, what we then do is then we create a driving object, or a driving, what it's called, that actually just looks at the essentially numeric value of the amplitude of the audio and uses that to drive either an increase or a decrease in some parameter. So what we're going to do is we're going to drive the height of 3 cubes. So you now notice that the script has completed. It says setup complete, and you may now drive any part of your animation with the audio bass, audio mid, and audio high nodes outputs. So the Maya scene doesn't seem to have changed a whole lot, but in the background it has created 3 objects: audio bass, audio mid, and audio high. We'll get to those in a second. First off, let's go ahead and create 3 cubes for a simple example. And there we have them. Just shade them by pressing the 5 key. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to drag the original audio file onto the timeline. Now, this is not a necessary step to drive the animation, but What it will do is it'll essentially play back the sound in concert with the animation, in time with the animation, and it'll just allow us to see the effect we've achieved. Now, one benefit of doing this is that you'll notice that we need to increase the length of our animation because the song is considerably longer than 1 second. I believe it is 620 frames. And then there you can see a pretty complete waveform. Now what we're going to do is we're going to select those 3 individual invisible nodes and connect them to the height parameter of each of these cubes. So we pull the script editor back up. We'll see that the first one was called audio base. So let's go ahead and in the mel command line we'll type select audio base. And in the background that is selected audio base, and I'm going to hold the shift key and click on the first cube. Now both of them will be selected, and I'm going to switch views so that we can see the graph. And now I'm going to go ahead and click on the input and outputs connections, and this will show both of those objects I have selected in the graph. So now what I can do is I can middle click and drag from this audio base control onto the polycube and choose other. And what this will allow me to do is connect the output of the audio base to any of these parameters, in this case the height of that cube. And I'm just going to go ahead and do this for the other 2. Now hold shift and we'll graph them. Again, holding shift and clicking on the final cube. Clicking the graph button. And that should be it. So let's go ahead and see the result we've achieved. And as you should notice, each of the 3 cubes responds differently throughout the song. The first cube we created will respond to the kick drum, and the last cube we created more to the organ and a few of the percussion shakers and tambourines, and of course the mid to the singer's voice. This effect is different than the effect you may see in other Maya tutorials on sound-driven audio using the bonus tools, which use a variety of tricks to try and achieve a similar effect. However, you'll notice that this is the actual effect of driving audio from different frequency ranges, because when there is audio in one, say the bass range, kick drum going off, the higher and mid ranges will not move, and vice versa.